This Colleen Ballinger situation doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon, and more people in the YouTube community are being asked about how they feel about what's going on, especially if they've ever associated with Colleen. It's an interesting situation because people are digging through Colleen's past, and those that she's collaborated with have found themselves getting asked questions on their current opinion or relationship with her and if they've seen everything that's come out. And at this point, it's like, of course they have, because there's just so much and it keeps coming out every day that I just feel like if they're on Twitter, then they've seen it and they know, and they've also probably been harassed about it. And I mean, there's a good amount of people who have collabed with Colleen in the past, because if you guys remember, years ago in the YouTube community, collabs were huge, but a lot of them weren't even friends with each other. Like, they would meet up, film those collabs, grow their channel, get the checks, and go home. Like, they did not communicate outside of that one video that they posted where they pretended to be besties. And it's all those people that are getting contacted about where they stand with Colleen right now. And that's exactly what Tyler Oakley has come out to say in regards to Colleen, and also others who have been called out for being problematic within the YouTube community. Tyler decided to address all of it at once in his Discord because people were asking him about Colleen since him and her had filmed videos back in the day together, and he decided, let me put out one statement for everyone that I've ever collabed with or something. He said in his Discord, "Hi everyone, people have asked me to speak on YouTubers I've collaborated with in the past who have since been exposed for inappropriate behavior. I denounce grooming. I distance myself from unkind or toxic people. I hope for healing for those negatively impacted. These years, I feel distant from my YouTube life, so when the internet is discussing the behavior of Colleen Ballinger, or Shane Dawson, or Trisha Paytas, or Jeffree Star, or James Charles, or whoever else, I don't feel the same level of connection to the people's situation that some of the internet may assume. Collaborators were not necessarily friends. With many, we'd film, coordinate uploads, and that was it. As I've learned more about inappropriate behavior by influencers, I've consciously disconnected myself from those who participated in it. Unkind or toxic behavior is not what I identify with. It's not what I support. It's not what I hope to create with any community I'm a part of. I'm very grateful that during my YouTube years, the few people I did closely connect with outside of my work life were, as far as I know, good and kind, both then and now. As most of y'all know, these days I pretty much keep to myself." And when I saw this, I honestly was surprised. I mean, Tyler isn't really on YouTube anymore. His last video was 8 months ago, and the video before that, it was years. So I just found it interesting that people even went after him for a comment on the situation, since he does seem so far removed from this part of his life and from a lot of these people. But since he brought up other problematic creators such as Jeffree Star, let's talk about Jeffree, because he decided to comment on the subject as well, because of course Jeffree decided to insert himself into the situation. Jeffree was on TikTok live with Rich Lux and Eugenia, super random combination of people, but yeah, this was the moment he decided to give a comment on the whole situation.
Told her, never gave a damn about her, horrified by the things I've seen.
Yeah, no.
Honestly, I know we're really we're all about joking around and having fun, but that person's sick. And I've never been a fan, so I was very shocked to see all that.
And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people are afraid to speak up, so that's good.
Why? Yeah.
I don't know.
That's my official quote to Rich Lux.
There you go. You heard it here. The primero impacto exclusivo en vivo.
Period, bendeja.
It's interesting to hear Jeffree say this, and interesting to see people online react to this by saying, oh, this is how you know it's bad, because if Jeffree thinks so, it must be. But there's also a lot of skeletons in Jeffree's closet. Have we not forgot about that? And Shane too. And he's still besties with Shane. So I think Jeffree just goes with the opinion that everyone kind of seems to have, unless he's really close with that person. Because I mean, Jeffree straight up attacked Michaela for the whole eyelash scandal and then proceeded to invite her to his ranch when he found out that she was in Wyoming for a brand trip. I'm sure if Colleen, don't think this will happen, but if she redeemed her image in a year and was thriving online and was like, Jeffree, let's hang out, I'm in Wyoming, I'm pretty sure he would say yes. And let's not forget that in the whole Selena and Hailey situation, Jeffree decided to buy Hailey's skincare products just to like go off on her. Like, he supported her company in order to make a video trashing her and saying that her products were pest control and all of this negative stuff, and he didn't even try it. And he most definitely did that because everyone was anti-Hailey Bieber, and so he was joining in on this anti-Hailey Bieber movement. So what Jeffree's saying about Colleen, I mean, although a lot of people are feeling similarly to him, do I actually think Jeffree cares enough to have that actual opinion? I really don't. But anyway, I think the main person being asked to comment on Colleen is Trisha. People have been begging for a comment since all of this got brought up, and Trisha has been silent on the subject. She hasn't mentioned anything about Colleen in any of her videos, and she's still posting consistently. I thought that she might have come out to say something only because Ethan said that he heard a rumor that Trisha was going to come out and make a comment.
So the tea that I heard is that Trisha's going to be making a statement about Colleen soon.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
And I don't think that it would be as big of a deal if Trisha were to be like silent about it, if her and Colleen did not have a podcast together. But because that also kind of just randomly stopped when all of this happened, people are definitely curious as to what's going on behind the scenes, if she's going to continue to do that podcast, if Colleen comes back to the internet. I think people have a lot of questions on where Trisha stands in this, but she hasn't exactly commented on the subject. The only thing that kind of seems like maybe a comment is a part of her video that she posted yesterday where she's doing a mukbang and she's talking about how one of her channels is about to get a whole rebrand. And I'm wondering if this is her way of saying that the podcast with Colleen is done and she's going to redo that whole channel and start something else. Because, like, what other channel would it be? And this isn't an old video either. This is a new video because she's saying that VidCon is this week, and VidCon is this week.
I'm working on a couple new projects, and the first one starts July 5th. You'll see it July 5th. You'll see it July 6th. New projects coming very soon, so be sure to subscribe to all my channels because one channel is getting rebranded again. So guess what it could be.
Trisha has really loved doing the podcast with Colleen and has talked about just wanting to do a podcast in general again post Frenemies, and it kind of sounds like she's about to be a guest on a few other podcasts since her and Colleen aren't doing theirs right now. And I'm wondering if they're going to be asking her about Colleen in this, or she's saying like that's an off-topic subject when she walks in the room for the interview.
Got exciting stuff coming up, you guys. I do. It's always just like overwhelming to start new things, you know? But I'm doing a couple podcasts this week.
Colleen has remained silent on the subject as of right now, and she's supposed to have another one of her shows on Friday. And it'll be interesting to see if she actually does decide to show for it. I think it would certainly be weird since she's not online right now. And because her shows have been a big topic of conversation this past week, a lot of people have found things that she's done at her shows inappropriate and weird and uncomfortable. And so for her to just go and do another show, I don't know what that would even look like. Plus, like, her shows have different parts and segments, and you know, she's not just getting on stage and saying whatever she feels. They're acting things out, things are planned, things are choreographed. So if she were to take stuff out based on what people are saying from the internet right now, I just don't even know what she would fill that time with, because there's no way that with all this that has been going on the internet, she's been able to get creative and rewrite some of the things that are going to be in the show and like have time to practice them and choreograph them. I just don't see her doing that right now. And nothing sounds worse than going on stage in the middle of a huge situation like this that you haven't addressed. Like, that's just uncomfortable. But I guess we'll just have to see if she shows. That she's been super silent on all her YouTube channels. She hasn't vlogged in 2 weeks. But as of right now, that's what some creators have come out to say on the subject. There's others. People are urging to speak out, but I honestly doubt people want to get involved at all given how bad some of this stuff that has come out has been. And the fact that Colleen herself isn't even saying anything. But let me know what you guys think about what people have had to say. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.